I'm taking the BackupAssist ER Challenge, and today it's time to get extreme. If you remember, I've already backed up this Microsoft Surface and done 3 different types of recoveries, locally and in the cloud, physically and virtually. But I want to take it a step further. Can I actually recover to a Mac? Can Microsoft and Apple coexist? Let's find out. So to recover into a VMware Fusion VM on a Mac, we first need an ISO of our Lifeline recovery media. So let's do that now. So to create Lifeline, what we do is click on the Your Options tab and click on Build Your Lifeline Media. Now I'm going to create Lifeline on an ISO, and I'll put the ISO straight onto my backup drive, which is already inserted as D. And what I'll do is I'll call this Lifeline and click on Build. Now this is going to build me a recovery environment that I will then connect to VMware and boot into. So all you have to do is wait. Excellent, now that's done, all I have to do is disconnect the drive and then bring it over to my Mac. So now we're on our MacBook Pro, and the first thing I did is connect the backup disk to the computer via USB. And you can see here, my backups have appeared. So let's start the process. The first thing I'll do is copy lifeline.iso to my desktop. Now the reason I'm doing that is because I'll need to connect this ISO into VMware, and I want to make sure that there are no open files on the backup device itself, because I'll need to map the backup disk over to the guest in the VMware Fusion. Next thing I'll do is create a new virtual machine. Now it asks me whether to install from a disk or image. Okay, I will drag lifeline.iso over there, and sure enough it has detected it and found it. It is Microsoft Windows 10 64-bit, and it is a UEFI boot. Now in terms of this configuration here, I'm going to customize the settings to more accurately reflect what was originally on my Surface. So the hard disk needs to be increased. So the original was 128 gig. I'll just make it 130 just to give it a little bit more breathing space there. And I also want to, let's see, processors. It was a 4 gig machine, so let's change that, and also let's change it to 4 processor cores. I believe everything else should be okay here, so I will close this. Oh, one thing I'll just check is the USB. USB map through is there, but I also want to connect the backup device once I've booted up. So let's just go and click Start. Okay, so this is a familiar site. This is the Windows recovery environment that was created by our Lifeline Media. So we're booting into Lifeline Media, and that would be booting off the ISO, this one right here. Now, one thing I do want to do is to connect the backup device over through to the guest. So I will click on that, and hopefully what I'll see, yes, it is ER backup has disappeared from Finder, and it should be now visible to the guest. So if we go ahead, indeed it is. So you see that it actually has detected the backup. We'll recover to that 130 gig disk. So all I really have to do is click that button, and away we go. So now that the recovery has succeeded, I can click on Close and restart. Now we fully expect that it may take 1 or 2 reboots for the machine to get me to the login screen. The reason being that there will be hardware changes, obviously, between the original Microsoft Surface and this Apple MacBook Pro. So Windows needs to update itself, install device drivers as needed, and then reboot. Excellent, so we are here at the login screen, and I will try logging in. And we're in. Excellent. So this extreme recovery challenge has been a complete success.